Hey everyone, this is Dean with DCA Crypto. Got an ICP video for you guys, so I'd appreciate if you subscribe to my channel, smash that like button, and let's jump into it. Alright, today we're going to dive into ICP, the Internet Computer, one of my largest holdings for this bull run. I think this project is absolutely fantastic, so let's jump into it here. So currently we're at about 3 billion market cap. We're just under $7, coming down into a good buying zone again. If you go to the 1 year chart here, we did get all the way up to, like $20 basically on some of the charts. We hit $20, and I was buying it back here last year around the $4 range. That's about my dollar cost average for this one here. I had stuck some Solana profits into ICP back when Solana was moving pretty hard, and picked that up, and so far it's been a good move for me. We did have a correction down to, about where it's at here, and then we jumped up to, a little over $10, and now we're coming back down again. I think it's in a fantastic buying zone right now if you're looking to add some more ICP to your portfolio. I'm going to go over my price targets for this one and my profit-taking strategy for ICP. My current profit-taking strategy, anyways, you got to be a little bit flexible and dynamic with some of these depending on how the bull run does. But that's kind of the price action for ICP over the last year here. If you look at its all-time high, you really have to ignore that. It was like, I think it's actually $700 some dollars. It's showing, $700. It is its all-time high, but you got to really ignore that because that was high manipulation by FTX. When they first launched, they were trying to, hurt ICP by pumping and dumping the price before it was at a public launch. So we don't really want to go by the previous all-time high history on it. I'll go over my price predictions for this one, but $700 is not my price prediction, so we'll go over that in a little bit. If we go over this article here, this is by hackernoon.com, ICP enhances Bitcoin functionality, and I may have covered this on my channel before, but I wanted to cover it again just because I think it's going to be an important thing for ICP for this bull run, because as you guys know, some of the BRC20 narratives for this bull run could be really hot, and ICP is now, actually becoming a part of that with this threshold NOR signatures here. So, key implementation: the ICP has recently implemented significant upgrades that promise to expand the capabilities of the Bitcoin network. These enhancements, part of the Deuterium milestone, not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly, include the integration of the threshold Schnorr signatures and the on-chain Bitcoin block headers. Bitcoin, originally conceived as digital gold, is evolving into a foundation for decentralized economy. The rise of runes and BRC20 tokens demonstrates an increasing activity within the Bitcoin ecosystem, but the lack of native smart contract support has limited developers with the Bitcoin network an ability to build complex applications on the network. So this is going to help with that. Basically, the threshold Schnorr signatures. This feature will allow ICP smart contracts to directly sign Schnorr signatures, enabling various functions like etching runes, inscribing ordinals, sending and receiving BRC20 tokens on Bitcoin Layer 1, and signing Taproot transactions. They're also going to have on-chain Bitcoin block headers. Previously, ICP only supported Bitcoin's UTXO set. The new implementation provides a full Bitcoin block content crucial for emerging meta protocols utilizing block header data. So this will basically, these upgrades will extend significantly and boost development within the Bitcoin ecosystem, so they can now create a wider range of applications, including DeFi applications and lending markets that are backed by ordinals, infrastructure improvements like decentralized indexes, and enhanced cross-chain asset transfers. And then they're going to have ecosystem benefits with this, of course. Omnity network, they'll be able to handle Bitcoin Taproot assets. They aim to connect blockchains using the ED25519 signature scheme. And then they're going to use block header data for trustless verification for Bitcoin blocks or of Bitcoin blocks. And then they have the Bionics. It intends to use the threshold Schnorr signatures for cross-chain asset transfers, and operates as a layer 2 solution for Bitcoin ordinals. So it'll lower the transaction fees and speed it up as well with this, and for trading and minting Bitcoin-based digital assets. The ordinals are probably going to be a really hot narrative in the bull run, so this is going to help with some of that. It's going to lower the transaction fees because transactions on Bitcoin are slow and expensive. So this will be a way to do that technically on chain and make it faster and easier. And then they talk about the Helix markets here, ICP tokens and tokens from other ecosystems. They'll be able to trade them without bridging or wrapping assets. And then they have the potential to integrate with larger crypto ecosystems, accessing millions of active users and substantial trading volumes. So that's pretty much the news for this Bitcoin functionality that they've enhanced with the ICP, the Internet Protocol here. So we're going to take a look at this article here from CoinSpeaker. It's an updated roadmap for Internet Computer. I'm not going to go through the whole roadmap here. I will show you it briefly. If you want to read through it, it is pretty detailed and there's a lot of information in there, but it's going to make the video too long if I go through all of that. So I'm just going to gloss over it here quickly, and then you guys can go. I'll try to leave the link for this in the description of the video, the actual roadmap, so you guys can read through it, because they are doing a lot on the roadmap, and there's a lot going on with Internet Computer. So this here is talking about a new chapter for ICP. Basically, they're saying here that the Divinity Foundation will focus its attention and resources on 9 key areas to ensure a sustainable future. Among the key areas for that Divinity Foundation intends to put more emphasis on the coming years to include decentralized artificial intelligence, which is one of the biggest, if not the biggest, narrative for this bull run. Developer experience, on-chain privacy, chain fusion, compute platform decentralization, digital assets, and identity, among others. Each focus area is key to the success of ICP, and each milestone marks a significant breakthrough and opens up new opportunities for the blockchain community. This roadmap is not only for the ICP community, but for the blockchain industry as a whole. The Internet Computer can bring true decentralization, connect blockchains, grow communities, and solve AI's trust issue. And they said here that in the near future, the ICP ecosystem will be able to interact with Ethereum network through its legendary Ethereum virtual machine. Additionally, the ICP network intends to connect with the Bitcoin and Solana ecosystems. They've already been working on this for quite a while here, and I think some of that's actually already implemented with this. And the ICP network intends to lay much emphasis on smart contract development, which will ultimately help decentralize the underlying blockchain infrastructure. In this regard, the ICP network has committed to building proper privacy on identity authentication protocols here. So if you take a look at the roadmap here, you guys can read through this. This was announced recently here back in, I think, May. So their first milestone is ICP as a compute platform, and they're talking about the smart contracts as a way to build software and enable secure, tamper-proof, resilient, and unstoppable applications. Their vision is the most of the world's software will be replaced by smart contracts. The goal of the compute platform theme is to take away any limitations of smart contracts and enable the world's software to run on ICP. And they're talking about the tokamak milestone here. The first milestone of this domain, called tokamak, and I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly, it's focused on reducing latency, because it's very critical that you reduce the latency on the network with all these smart contracts. Finality to transaction is critical. They want to make sure the transactions are finalizing quickly and effectively, and that they're, because basically transactions in the past, if it's fully on chain, have taken a long time to finalize. So ICP is solving a lot of that issue here. And they're saying here that the tokamak achieves this, and I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly, so forgive me if I'm not. Achieves this by focusing on the networking and consensus layers, concretely by taking full advantage of the quick-based transport layer. It will maximize the block rate of every subnet. This milestone will also introduce a new synchronous ingress submission endpoint, avoiding latency wasted in polling to see if a message is fully processed or not. So it'll reduce the latency, it'll finalize things quicker, and maximize the block rate of every subnet in here. And they also talk about the Stellarator milestone, centered around working with vast amounts of data. Introduced a new storage layer which will enable subnet blockchains to host over 1 terabyte of canister smart contract memory, which is massive compared to what everybody else is out there doing. Also, decentralized artificial intelligence, of course. The cyclotron milestone is a fully on-chain inference on larger models and canister smart contracts through performance improvements in the WebAssembly runtime and interference engine. So that full support of 64-bit memory for larger data sets, those changes will enable fully on-chain inference on a larger scale of AI models. then they have the Gyrotron milestone here. And then they get into the chain fusion with their Tritium milestone, Deuterium milestone here, and Helium milestone. You guys can read through all this. And of course, they want to work on privacy, decentralization, identity, of course, other digital assets and governance, developer experiences, and stuff like that. So you guys can read through this Medium article about their about their roadmap here. I'm not going to get into all this. The video will go on forever if I read through all this. So I'm going to jump into my price targets here, my profit-taking strategy currently for ICP. You guys can adjust this however you want. This is just my personal profit-taking strategy currently. This could be adjusted depending on how the cycle continues to go throughout the rest of this bull run here. Hopefully we get a decent bull run towards the end of this year and into 2025. But this is my current profit-taking strategy. Don't copy this, guys. Make up your own, come up with your own price targets and stuff like that. I'm just sharing with you guys what my plans are currently. And like I said, I can adjust these based off of how we're doing, and I do. Like my Solana, I had a price target strategy, but it pumped super early, so I completely changed my strategy with that one. But this is my current strategy for it. So if I had, like 1,000 ICP, these were the price target examples that I would use for this. So first of all, I would sell 10% of this original 1,000, which would be 100 ICP. I would plan on selling that around the $44 mark first of all, and that would get out my initial, little more than my initial investment, and that's key to take out your initial investment early on, so you're riding on all profit at that point. My dollar cost average on ICP is around $40, so if I were to sell around $44 for ICP, 10% of it, 100 ICP, that would give me about $4,400, and I'd have all of my initial investment out and a little bit extra. And then I would sell another 20%, another 200 of this original 1,000, around the $59 mark approximately. Somewhere between $55 and $59, I'd sell it before that $60 mark, because that's a rounded number when a lot of people are going to be selling. And I would plan on selling 20%, around 200 of this 1,000. And that would give me about $11,800 in total profit, because I'm riding an all profit at this point here. So that would get out almost $12,000 in profit at this price point. So that'd be down to like 700 ICP at that point. I'd sell another 20% of this original 1,000, another 200 coins, around the $74 mark. That'd give me almost $15,000 more in profit. And then another 20%, another 200 around the $89 mark. That would give me almost $18,000. And then I'd be down to, at this point here, I was down to half, and now I'm down to like 30% left. So about 300 ICP left for these last two price points. I'd sell another 20% or 200 of this original 1,000 coins at around the $99 mark, somewhere between $90 and $99. I'd try to dump it before that $100 mark, because that's going to be an extremely tough selling point to get through that $100 mark. This is just my personal opinion, guys. I know some people think if ICP is getting to $1,000 this bull run, I highly doubt it. It's not that it's not possible, it's just that it's very unlikely, and I sure as heck don't want to wait for an unlikely scenario to take out my profits. I don't want to be greedy. I want to get my profits and get them out of the market, and then I can always leave in a moon bag. And you guys can do what you guys want to do with your own ICP and your own price targets, guys. This is my personal profit-taking strategy. I don't need to hit $1,000 to get the profits I want out of my ICP, and if it doesn't happen, then you're completely screwed. So I would sell another 200 ICP around $99 approximately and get out almost $20,000 in profit, and then I'd leave that 10% moon bag in here. And I probably cash that out around $124 to get out another $12,000. So total cash out of this would be about $81,000, and the total profit would be around $77,000, because my initial investment is about $4,000 on $1,000 ICP if I bought it at $4. That's just the price target that I purchased it at. So not bad for just one of the coins in my portfolio. I have several. So this is more than enough for me to take out my profits and be done with it and be safe and out of the market for next bull run. And if I would depending on how ICP does this bull run, and it may not even hit these price targets. We don't know. It may never get up to $50. We don't know what it's going to do. I think it will. I think it'll get probably above $100 this bull run potentially, but we don't know for sure. Really just depends on how much traction it gets in it. If it becomes a hot, coin this bull run, you really don't know what it's going to do. So my personal opinion is take out profits on the way up. I will adjust this depending on how early we are before it pumps in this cycle. And, I'm just going to kind of leave it from there. But that's my current price targets for ICP. So hope you like this video, guys. I hope that you guys read through that roadmap. There's a lot going on for ICP. It's got a lot of useful information in there for you guys if you're interested in reading through that. I'll try to remember to leave the link for that in the description below. Otherwise, you can Google it and find it online as well if I forget to leave it in the description of the video. It just depends on how busy I am, because right now work is really crazy. But that's pretty much what I got for this video, guys. I would appreciate if you subscribe to my channel. If you're not subscribed, also please hit that like button. It really does help with the YouTube algorithm. I appreciate it, and we'll see you on the next video.